All right, we're breaking down a little press conference action. Max Mitchell done for the season. Michael Carter returning. What does it mean for Bam Knight, and what's going on with the quarterback position? Welcome to Jets Talk. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, we are talking a little press conference action. This was the press conferences that have happened on Monday and Wednesday of this week, so I want to get into some of the news that came out, and we can discuss it right here. Let me know your thoughts as each thing pops up down below in the comment section. But let's jump into the major news that we got from the Wednesday press conference.
And then Max Mitchell is going on NFI, so he'll be out for the year. I'm not going to get into details on what that is right now.
Is NFI, is that automatically out for the year, or is it?
I don't know the rules on that one. I just know he's out for the year.
Is that an injury?
Not football related. Again, I'm not going to get into specifics right now because there's still a lot of things that we're trying to sort out. So and for him too.
So you lost Cedric. I'm just trying to do the math in my head. Where are you at with tackles right now?
Remmers will be the backup to George Fant. He's the swing tackle to George and Dwayne. And then we bring up. We'll make the corresponding moves later in the week.
So Max Mitchell, our young promising rookie, has been knocked out for the year on the NFI list. That is the non-football injury list, meaning he did not sustain an injury during practice or during a game. So hopefully everything's all right. The way Robert Saleh kind of went about it made me feel a little more ominous than maybe I should feel about it. Maybe they just can't disclose certain things, but I really hope everything is all right with Max Mitchell. And from a playing standpoint, I'm kind of all right with it. He got enough reps during the season to at least get a feel for the NFL. Now you sort of sit him back and let him learn and sort of watch from the sidelines. You have George Fant back, who was your starter at the beginning of the season. There was clearly an upgrade at the position when he came in partway through the second quarter this past week. So I think Fant starting in place of Mitchell isn't necessarily a bad thing for this playoff push. Now, in terms of moves and whatnot, you lose Max Mitchell. He goes to the IR. You bring back LDT to the active roster. That was the guard that we brought in last year in the trade with Dan Brown from the Chiefs. Was going to work on his doctorate or whatever, his residency up in Canada. Well, Dr. Guard comes back, and he's back on the active roster. The Jets have also signed Sam Schluter to the practice squad, so offensive line help seems to be coming in. Remmers is going to serve as the backup swing tackle for Fant and Brown. And yeah, you just look at this position over the course of the year, and it is amazing how many tackles we have gone through, but have at least sort of seemed to have reasonable tackle play. I mean, considering we're on tackle 5 and 6 at this point, or lost however many tackles, I'm okay with where we're at right now. But guys that could take advantage of some continuity across the offensive line for the duration of the season, Michael Carter coming back into the fold. And not only that, Coach Saleh was asked what is going to happen with Bam Knight.
What has Bam shown you these last few weeks, and what changes now that Michael?
Bam, what he's shown is he's got juice. Like we talked about, I think his GPS hit 4.39 in the game on the long run on the sideline. Just pure gas. And in this time of year where legs get heavy and you've got a guy who can clock that on the GPS, it's going to show differently, which I think it does. But he runs with a physical mindset. He's hungry. He's young. He runs violently. And when he turns the corner and he sticks his foot in the ground, it's special.
So I was just going to say, so has he earned a piece of the pie now that
Carter's back? No, he's not going anywhere.
So the Jets appear to be very happy with what they're getting out of Bam Knight. And even with Michael Carter coming back, you heard Robert Saleh said it, he's not going anywhere. So this is something I really like, and this is something that's going to save the Jets an entire round in the NFL draft. They give up a 6th-round pick for James Robinson from the Jacksonville Jaguars. If he gets 600 or 800 yards, whatever it is, he is going to escalate that pick from a 6th-round pick to a 5th-round pick. Now that Knight is playing as well as he has, and Carter clearly not going to be benched as long as he's healthy, you're starting to see, what could be happening to Robinson here. I think they wind up keeping Ty Johnson active with Carter and Bam Knight, and then they don't have to worry about having that pick escalate to the 5th-round pick. He's just been playing better than Robinson anyway. It's interesting. It's a weird sort of situation when you have a player that's like there's an issue with, oh, his playing time, the amount of yardage he could get. He's in a contract year. He's trying to make a bunch of money in Robinson. But you have a guy who's really good, and you don't have to fork over a more expensive pick, and you have Knight under contract for the next, this year and all of next year, and then you'll have some exclusive rights stuff after that. But I really like this a lot. And when I look at the running back room, I see Michael Carter and I see Knight. And the biggest issue is that we gave up a sixth for Robinson in the first place at this point. If you had told me that Bam Knight was going to perform the way he's performing right now, I would have never made the trade for Robinson. That being said, I'm looking forward into the future. And I'm seeing Breece Hall and Michael Carter and Bam Knight. And I'm thinking, oh man, is there a more lethal three-headed monster that could be coming out of New York than this trio right here? This would be really, really impressive. I really like what Bam Knight brings to the table for the New York Jets. I think he is a one-cut runner. You see the hole open up, and he just hits it fast, and he takes off. You heard that 4.39 speed on the GPS. If that's actually what he wound up running, you're talking crazy speed for a guy this late in the season. He's got fresh legs heading into a playoff run. So I really like that. The final thing we're going to get into are the comments surrounding Mike White.
Is your intent still to have Zach play this season?
That's still, I'm still right there with that same intent. Zach's been doing everything right. He's been putting in the extra meeting time. He's been putting in the extra work after practice. Really working on trying to retie all his fundamentals together and spending extra time with him. All the work that he's doing on scout team with regards to playing quarterback the way, and I know people think scout team, all offenses to a degree run the same stuff, but just tying it all together and getting completions against our defense, just get completions and regain all the confidence that we know he's capable of and all the different things that he's capable of as a quarterback. So, but the intent is to still get him back on the football field.
When I hear the intent is to get Zach Wilson back on the football field, at this particular point in time, my thought process is this is all coach speak. I'm hearing intent to get him back on the field, and I'm looking at the product we're getting on the field from Mike White, and I say, why would you have that intention? Other than, he was your number 2 overall pick. You don't want to throw him out with the bathwater. You want to keep him around a little bit longer. That's really all I'm seeing with this, with intent to play. I mean, I think the wheels would really have to come off the wagon for me to want to pull Mike White from here. But Robert Saleh was pressed on it a little bit, and here's what he had to say.
It looks like Mike White's capable as a quarterback to.
Mike is capable for sure.
And you guys are in a playoff push, right? There's only 5 games left, so it's not like we're in September here and you're saying, hey, he's going to play. So I guess just why is that the intent still to get Zach back on the field?
So for Mike, and I'm going to stay status quo on all of it, this is Mike's opportunity to make noise. And you never ask how your opportunity comes. You just take advantage of your opportunity and you do the best you can. And so it's, we got all the faith in Mike. I've said it before, and I know the line, if you have more than one quarterback, you have none. Well, we feel like we have 3 of them. We got 3 pretty damn good ones. And but right now, while Zach is focusing on reconnecting and doing all the different things that we know he's capable of, right now it's Mike's opportunity. And I really would love to just focus on Mike and his opportunity and give him every chance to succeed.
So I think Robert Saleh was definitely set up a little bit with this question. You think about why the intent to play Zach Wilson is there, and he starts going into, this is Mike White's opportunity to shine. And I think what he's kind of getting at here is Mike White was a 5th-round pick from another team. He was brought into here as a 5th-round pick. You're going to get a lot shorter of a leash than the number 2 overall pick from the GM that is your current GM. So obviously you're going to have that bit of pressure to try and play the number 2 overall pick in Zach Wilson. And as long as Mike White continues to play well, Mike White will continue to have that opportunity. And I think that's what Saleh is trying to say. It's like, let's focus on Mike White. We believe in Mike White. We want to, support him every way we can. It's not so much focusing on both quarterbacks or focusing on, Zach coming back over Mike White. I think it's, hey, let's try to perform as best as we can on the field. This is what we're going to do for Zach in conjunction with all the support we're going to be giving to Mike White here. So I think this was a really nice way for Robert Saleh to kind of sort of tiptoe around that. And then the media went for the jugular, and here's what they had to say about Mike White potentially being the starter long term.
Mike could ruin that plan then, Robert, right? If I'm understanding correctly. If he plays well. if he
Is
plays
that,
well.
is that a backdoor hypothetical,
No
Kaz?
hypotheticals. I mean, he's playing. He's played well through, right? He's played well.
No, he's played really well. He's played really well, and yeah, he's played really well.
Just to follow up on Kaz's question, and I asked Mike LaFleur this the other day, but are you at least open to the possibility that Mike White is your long-term quarterback and just happens to be a better football player than Zach Wilson? Is that at least a possibility that could happen?
1 week at a time. 1 week at a time, guys.
So, man, that New York media is rough. Is Mike White your long-term answer at quarterback? Who would have thought just 5 games into this dude's career, over 2 years, we're talking about just 2 starts into his season for 2022, and we're getting questions, could Mike White be your long-term answer at quarterback? Is it possible he's just better than Zach Wilson? Yes, it's entirely possible. And 2, we got to hold our horses a little bit. We got 5 more games left to see Mike White here. And look, I believe in the kid. I really do. As much as I was like in Zach's corner 100%, you look at how the team has responded to Mike White, and you look at the way the offense is starting to operate, and it looks like you might have a arguable offensive rookie of the year in Garrett Wilson. I think you have to really sit back and look and say, hey, we may have just gotten it wrong with Zach Wilson. It's entirely possible. I mean, Mike White has a few more years in the NFL. He has a little bit more experience under his belt, a little bit more composure, time in different systems, things of that nature. And I think that experience is boding well for him right now. And I'll be honest, I don't care who starts at quarterback. I just want competent quarterback play. I want to be proud of our guys, and I'm proud of Mike White. I can be proud of Zach Wilson if he winds up turning around and playing better than Mike White. But right now, I've got 5 more games of Mike White to watch before I have to consider anything at all. The only thing I will say I'd like to say is I would really like for Saleh to come out, and maybe he's waiting till after this game so he can kind of save face a little bit, or not save face, but kind of hedge his bets a little bit, is we're going to roll with Mike White for the duration of the season. We're going to make the decision to sit Zach Wilson, let him work on his fundamentals, and we're going to hit the ground running with him in the offseason program, because then I think it operates a few different mechanisms here. One, it provides confidence in the quarterback that it seems like everyone in the building is already kind of behind in Mike White. And then 2, it eliminates the possibility of Zach Wilson looking bad after coming back. And if there is a situation in the future where you wanted an opportunity to potentially trade Zach Wilson, you're talking, after June 1st when the salary cap hit wouldn't be as bad, then at least you can point to, hey, he had a 5-2 record. You were able to only have losses against the best coach of all time in Bill Belichick. And I think you can kind of soften a little bit of the blow. Obviously, his development is far more important than thinking about trading him a year from now. But I think there's some positives that go along with it, in conjunction with Mike White just being the better quarterback right now and being the best answer at quarterback for the New York Jets. So it's interesting stuff all the way around here. I'm fascinated to see what you guys have to say about this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets.